Hello guys, welcome to the channel again, and this video is coming from a very fresh account that I have, and we are gonna be talking about some of the very early game heroes that we get. As you can see, I have quite a few of them in my bag right now, so and few are not yet unlocked. Some of you might have like a couple of them at least, but today we are going to be going over what are the heroes that are worth the investment, that is going to help you in early game and as well as later in the game, and what level you should upgrade them to. And I will be going over both heroes. I wouldn't say both heroes, but I would say both kind of heroes for let's say if you're a spender, your priority might be a little different compared to if you are low to no spender. So let's dive into it, and I will be using a tier maker for this. And let me just keep in mind that I will be considering only these heroes that you get in the early game. So maybe up to the second top commander set of heroes, which is gonna be Raigoro and Tom. So those will be a second set of top commander heroes. So I'm gonna only talk until that point. So hang on tight, and I'm gonna just switch over to the tier maker. So I'm gonna be checking the list of heroes on my game, and I'm gonna be making a tier list. First is gonna be for say free to play player. So for free to play player, let's start with the epic heroes first, and I'm gonna do the legendary in last. And the reason for that is, for free to play, I would say only focus on up to 2 legendary heroes at once, because let's be honest, we are gonna get our 5th March by HQ 20, and it is gonna take some time to get there. So until then, you will have first 2 marches, and then 3, and then 4. So you would want to have 1 to 2 good marches, like really strong marches on the field. And you should have 2 separate heroes to lead those marches. You don't want, focusing on too many legendary heroes and not being able to upgrade their skills because you ran out of fragments. So considering that, keep 1 to 2 legendary, and try to talk to your R4 R5 what kind of commander you are gonna be, and accordingly select which hero to go for. Now let me start with, first of all, the first 2 heroes that you get, Liam and Charlie. Liam, since you're gonna be getting most of his relics and fragments, books, everything from Z-Virus Adventure, and later on in the game he is gonna be not that great, but for first month, let's say, until you get your second top commander with Tom, he is gonna be a good hero to work with if you max out his first skill to get your damage factor for say zombie hunting, antipede, and those kind of events. He's okay for that, so just because of that, I'm gonna put him in B. You can focus on him, don't use your universal books on him. Next we have is Charlie. Charlie is gonna be an 8-year guy, because he's gonna be really useful in the beginning of the game when there's not a lot of PvP going on, hopefully, and later on in the game he's gonna be a good support because of his rage generation. Most people use it with Ragoro to keep his shield up, and since Charlie is also an infantry commander, Ragoro works well because they both are infantry. So focus on him. Any XP books you want to use outside of dedicated Charlie XP books, you can use on him. So he is one of those guys. Next, I'm checking the list on the side. Is gonna be Akemi. Akemi is gonna be A, definitely A. So the reason why I'm putting her in A is, even though her tree is a range squad tree, she does have a 3 enemy squad AoE that is really good, and the damage factor is 4200, which is also really good, and she does provide good amount of speed debuffs. And her first skill does provide speed debuff, and her fourth skill also provide speed debuff, and her second skill increase the damage on those slow targets. So that makes her very useful. Now, if you look at her very closely, her skills are not tied to any particular troop type. She does have a range 3, but her skills are not tied to any troops. So you can use her with variety of early heroes. Say for example, you can she can be a good support for if you have Lee. Lee is a leader type hero, and he can run with different troop types. She can be a very good, and he also has a AoE. So they both are basically a dual AoE team. So that's a very good option. That is a very good team you can make. She is definitely an A. Invest in her because versatile hero. Again, any epic hero at this point, it goes for both free to play and spenders. Your epic heroes are never gonna be leads at later on in the game. So any time I mention the word support hero, that automatically means that they are not gonna go beyond 4 stars. That doesn't mean you have to upgrade them to level 40. Later on in one of the videos, I'll show you how to get to 4 stars before getting level 40. So for support, doesn't really matter their talent tree. So you just need to unlock all their 4 skills. Now, coming back to the point, these, even Charlie, Akemi, any epic hero, get to level 4 stars max. Don't go beyond 4 stars unless you have relics. Might as well, but don't spend your XP books on them. Next, moving on, is gonna be where is my boy Alex? Alex is A. He is like Charlie, Akemi in the beginning of the game, even Liam. They can be lead. In the beginning, you can lead with them. He, on the other hand, even though I put him in A, is never gonna lead. He is a gather hero. But his skills are excellent for buff and debuff. He provides defense buffs to infantry, attack buff to ranged, and HP buffs to riders. Now there are not a lot of heroes that provide HP buffs. He not only provides buffs to your squad, but up to 5 nearby ally squads. He is amazing to be on the field if you're doing PvP. He is very useful. So always upgrade him. He is, like, I would say, would be one epic hero that I can even put in S. Yes, this is gonna be my first guy that goes to Awakening in Epic Commanders using Universal Relics. If you're playing the game right and doing your Z-Virus adventure, Liam might be the first guy that awakens. Might be. I go with my Universal on uh, Alex all the time. Because of that, his debuff that he can give. Now, next would be there are a few gather heroes that I would say. Now you're gonna be gathering a lot. Some people think that gather heroes are not good, and they are more focused on PvP and killing zombies. So they like gathering is something they don't want to spend a lot of XPs on. But to be frank, you are gonna be gathering a lot in the game to perform in any PvP fight because you need to train troops and you gotta heal troops. Both require humongous amount of resources. From the beginning, especially in the late game when all the high tier troops require more resources to heal and train. So I don't discount at all the, you can say, good gathering heroes. But I would say if I'm putting a gathering hero in C, that means they are the first gather heroes you should focus on. Really. And I'm gonna go with the ones that are easy to upgrade. Doesn't require a lot of XP books, but they're amazing gather heroes. First guy is gonna be our Andrew. Really, really good gathering tree. Food, wood, and steel. Mainly food. So he is really good in as a gather lead. Next is gonna be our back alley doctor. Where is he? Here. He's again really, really good gather hero. Now Andrew is for the food. Back alley doctor is for steel. Mainly steel and wood. Anyway, but focus on both. And then comes Michelle. She is gonna be an uncommon rarity, so a little more XP required to upgrade her. And last and not the least, Maxine. Maxine I'm putting last in the list because she is a legendary hero, and it does take some time for her to be awakened, but you get all her stuff from radar station. You don't have to one thing for Maxine, never ever ever use your universal relics, legendary universal relics on her. All her stuff comes for free, and she's never gonna be in the, you can say, PvP matches. If you're playing PvP with her, please don't. So these are my 4 that I mainly would focus on. Rest of the gather heroes I'm gonna mostly put below them. For example, Zia. She is okay. I would say who would be next in gathering? Let's say her. She does have one skill only for gathering, if I'm not wrong. Let me quickly double check. She has her second skill for gather, third skill for capacity, and that's about it. Yeah, I would. Yeah, both of them are okay. I would prefer Zia together than Chris for sure. Next is gonna be Jeremy. Jeremy actually is good. He is one of the only commanders that speed up engines. Yeah, do upgrade him. But first, focus on the first 4. He is not down with them. I would say let me put him before. He would be the first hero you go with in the D tier for gathering. Who else do we have for gathering? We have where is our doctor? Here. She's also a gather hero. But if I already again gather heroes, don't go beyond 44. Why 44? Because at 44 you have enough talent points to max out the gather tree. After maxing out the gather tree, and at 44 all of the 4 skills will be unlocked because they have 4 stars now. Really, you don't need to go beyond 44 for any of these 4. Going beyond 44 doesn't make sense at all. You just need the gather tree. That is about it. They're not gonna be doing anything else. There are a few useless heroes. For example, this guy. I don't know why they made him. Or what is his use. Same go with him. And not sure what to do with those. John, they did try to make him for something, siege, but he's not good at siege at all. You have better siege commander. For example, CO would be better, definitely in siege. And you get both of them around the same time. Might as well go with CO because she's also a good support for any, say, Akemi. So yeah, so these 4, I don't know if I have a D minus, something like that. I would, if there's a useless category, I would put 4 of these over there. Next, we are almost very close. Freya is gonna be I would put her B. She is one of the early rider commanders. She's good at lead. She does have an AoE. So if you are free to play rider commander, Freya is a good option to go with. I'm putting her B because of a reason that most people do end up unlocking Cynthia pretty early in the game, or maybe by first top commander. And obviously, if she's a legendary hero that can be upgraded with universal relics, go with her. If you're a rider commander, you need one legendary rider hero, go with Cynthia, not Freya. Park, on the other hand, he is a rider support. Support automatically means level 4 stars max, but he is a very good support. Freya is not good at support. So if you have Cynthia as your lead in rider, Park is the support. So, but yeah, if you're a rider, that is. Next, you might have Edward. He is gonna be B minus actually. He is okay. He does have a heal. His skills are. He does provide good like removal of any debuff on you and some infantry, squad attack and defense. But he is mainly a garrison hero, and he's okay at garrison. He's not good. Even you can do garrison with Liam and Charlie in early game, not later. Very early you can do both of them. Edward, he has his uses, but in the beginning when you have XP books limited, stamina cans limited to actually farm zombies, and when things are not, you can say, you have things in short supply, I would not focus on Edward in the beginning. Now I think this covers mostly. Then you have Peggy. She's okay. I'm gonna put. She's not gather hero. She's like a zombie hero, and I never used her. After the Peggy mission gets over, by that time I already have a lot of good, better heroes to be used on field. I never end up using Peggy. You do get her XP books and relics for free, So use them, but after that, leave her alone. You most likely wouldn't be using her. I will tell you the reason why. Because eventually later on, like in the beginning, you will be killing zombies. That's good, and you need those XP points. You mostly will be going with certain heroes that you wanna, you can say, level up faster. Eventually, you will have heroes like Russell, or maybe uh, Martin. They both have zombie skill that actually help you upgrade your heroes. You lead with them to kill zombies, and the support will get the XP. And usually the support is the actual PvP hero that you're going to be leading with when you fight PvP fights. So that's one way of upgrading heroes. That I'll make a separate videos of on how to upgrade heroes effectively. So these will come in handy for them. Peggy is okay. I might move her to B one time, but she is kind of like B, above C but below B, kind of a situation. Now CEO is gonna be here. She is a good support for, say, if you're leading with Akemi for AoE. So this is a good, you can say, team for, say, Arena and all those good stuff. So yeah, she is okay. I'm iffy about her, but yeah, she is. You can upgrade her if you have Alex. Now, let's see. I have Hank. So now, before I put Hank somewhere, he is one of the early commanders that you get that are legendary for siege. In the early game, you most likely won't be, involved in siege a lot, but you might end up doing siege. Say now in the newer regions, you are having island raids pretty quick, and yeah, you end up fighting other alliances sometimes. So you might need a siege commander. And early game, you only have two options: either Hank or Peter. Kind of like to pick one out of the two bad choices you have. So just because of that, I'll keep him in A. He is not gonna be useful later in the game, so don't go beyond 4 stars for Hank either. But early on, if you are a siege commander and you are actually, I'm gonna put him in B. The reason why is, first of all, if you are the siege commander, you need one good siege hero at least that you can launch rallies with. And out of Peter and Hank, I would any day pick Hank. But he is not useful at all on the field, apart from siege. And his relics, if you get from police station, use them. Outside of it, I would only consider using my universal relics on him for his first skill and third and fourth. Yeah, mostly first and fourth. I want higher rally capacity and I want more damage. So apart from those two, and if you are using that many universal relics, legendary ones on him, you might not be a true free to play player. Might be spending a little bit. So I would say leave the siege part of the game to the spenders of your alliance, who are able to collect more universal legendary relics to upgrade this guy. So that is my thought on, since we are doing a first free to play, don't go for him. There are better choices for legendary ones that you can use. Peter is gonna be here. He's not a gallery though. I'm just putting him here because I would not spend any of my relics on him unless they are free. Yeah, other than that, no. Next would be Raigoro. Obvious A choice. Amazing shield to absorb 9600 damage, and he does provide good buffs to your infantry, counter attack damage, a lot of stuff. In hero background we'll go over them, but he is, if you have him, invest in him. Everybody in the team should have infantry. Infantry is something that is good for defense. You need to protect yourself and help your alliance protect alliance territory. Always have infantry, always have, if you have Raigoro, invest in him. Later on in the game, he's gonna be useful for a good portion of the game. So if you end up even awakening him, it's okay. But by the time you get to awaken him, there are other heroes that you can potentially focus on. So in hero breakdown, I'll tell you guys what skills to upgrade for him first. But yeah, you can use the XP books for sure on him. Next would be Lee. If you are free to play, he can be S tier. He is a leader type tree. You can run different troop types, and he has one skill and a talent that actually allow him to you can say do extra debuffs on the enemy squad. Yeah, if he's running with multiple troop types. With his skill is for 2 troop types and his talent is for 3, if I'm not wrong. Please correct me in the comment if you think that is the case. But yeah, I think in his leader tree he has one particular talent, one of the second from the top ones, that do have 3 troop types. But his third skill is about 2 troop types. Yeah, he's a good one. Definitely you can invest in him if you have him. Get him to 4 stars for sure. And yeah. Now Jaden is gonna be an A because we are doing mostly early game. Early game he is very effective as a lead because of his damage factor and the debuff that he provides. His wage building is slow, but he's good for early game. Later on he's not that good, so I would say get all his stuff from memory trip and use it on him. Don't use your universal ones on him. But if you focus on him while zombie hunting or in the beginning of the game, he is good. Next would be Martin. Martin is A. He can be S. The reason being his where is Martin? Yes. His skills to heal. So first of all, he's gonna be a support character. So he's a legendary who's gonna be a support. Do not focus a lot on him with your universal relics, because of the very fact that in the beginning you want 2 legendary heroes that can lead. He is, apart from zombie killing, not a good lead. For PvP especially, not a good lead. So he's gonna be a support later in the game. Lee and Raigoro can potentially lead for a good portion of the game. He cannot. He's gonna be a support. Get him to 4 stars and leave it there. You don't need, if you have your 2 to 3 legendary heroes lined up that you know you're gonna invest in, he can be the 4th one most likely, because his heals are pretty good. So that's why I'm keeping him here. But yeah, I would say use your best judgment if you have two good squads and you want a very good heal, he can be that. Next early game hero would be Cynthia. For the free to play, I'm gonna put her in S because you can get her for free and you can use your universal relics to awaken her, and she is gonna be a good rider hero for beginning to like decent portion of the game. You can use her. Eventually she's not gonna be very useful when other rider commanders like Bella and we don't have Alina over here. Alina is another rider. Sven is another rider. There are multiple rider commanders that will come into picture. Those are better than her at any given day. Beginning of the game, she's good investment. So yeah, you can use her, and Park is gonna be her support, and that would work. Now this is gonna be a very controversial choice. What to do with Catherine? She is a better rider hero than Cynthia, but she is not free. You cannot use universal relics on her, and you can only buy her, and to awaken her you have to be up to VIP level 10, and her last VIP buy is gonna be $100. So she is not a cheap hero. Just because of that, if you get her, do not invest your XP books on her, because there is no point leveling her up to say level 60, but you cannot buy her fragments to upgrade her skills. More troops on field, more troops will die because her skills are not upgraded. If you can spend on her, only if you're free to play or low spender, say let's say low spender, and you do decide to invest in her, good, invest in her and not in Cynthia in that case. But true free to play player, don't go with her. You cannot upgrade her skill, there's no point in that case. For the spenders, she is an S class. If you can spend on her, not Cynthia. And Cynthia will drop to B because she is not gonna be support, or you can use her as support. If you're spending in Catherine, you can spend in Cynthia too. But yeah, last is gonna be Tom. Tom is gonna be my last hero because he's gonna be your second set of top commander heroes. He does come in roulette, and you do have to spend your gems in roulette to actually get him. There's a possibility you might not get him. So if you get him, invest on him. He's gonna be useful for a long time. And one of my accounts is over 300 days old. I still use him. He's really useful. So do invest in him. But in say up to top commander 2, second set of heroes comes out, I would say 2 legendary that you can pick with your eyes closed. One is Zygoro for sure. You can pick and choose between Lee or Cynthia depending on what kind of commander you're going to be. And rest is pretty much set. I would say C and D are not. C and D are basically gather heroes and do invest in the top 4. Last 2, no. And with that, let's quickly move on to the second set, where we are gonna talk about if you are a spender. If you're a spender, pretty much would say I can use the same one. If you're a spender, one thing that is gonna change is gonna be Catherine is gonna come up over here and Cynthia is gonna drop down over here. And if you are a siege commander in your team, you can invest in Hank because you need one siege. You cannot siege with riders. Or I've seen people um, running siege rallies with Catherine and Cynthia. It is okay, but have one Hank with you who's designed for siege. And with that, pretty much the whole list remains the same. And yes, if you have any questions, do let me know in comments. And if you feel like there are certain heroes that I did not place right, we can have a discussion in the comments. I don't claim I know everything. This is just what I've seen so far and what has worked well with me. So we can definitely discuss, and that will help me learn. And with that, thanks for watching the video, and if you have any content ideas, do let me know. If you want me to cover something, and I'll cover it. And with that, let's wrap this video up. And you guys have a great day or night, whatever you guys, wherever you are in the world, and let's catch up soon. Bye bye.